Hey, here we are. It's me, Ken Ace Brewer, your director, producer, editor, and Meri Death, our producer, special effects, makeup, and a lot of other stuff around the set.
Just a lot of random bullshit.
Definitely. So, yeah, we started, this is basically us telling you about how this all started and came about and shit like that. So, I guess we'll just start off at the beginning.
Yeah. So when we first started, we were trying to come up with a little special project for a weekly show that we were working on. And we just couldn't think of jack shit. And I'm just like, you know what? Fuck this. Let's go to the 99-cent store. Let's buy a bunch of fucking random dolls and just make something completely ridiculous. And we did, and it was completely ridiculous, but it was also completely motivating.
Yeah, it was. It was kind of like the Karen Carpenter Superstar, if you've ever seen that underground film that they did with just dolls that the Carpenters tried to get banned and so forth. It's kind of pretty much that. It's pretty brutal for a doll.
It is.
So if you could go on YouTube and check it out, it's called Slaycation. But that pretty much led to us doing that movie because a lot of people really got into the movie.
Surprisingly.
Yeah, as crappy as it was. and so we made Death Park. And now, the fiasco with Death Park, the first
my gosh.
one.
There were so many fiascos along our way, but we've overcome every obstacle that we have been presented. Let's talk about obstacle number one.
Yeah. Obstacle number one was Death Park. We're going to shoot it. We had a lot bigger plans for the first one, a little bit more gore and so forth, but it ended up the actors flaked out on us, didn't show up, so we're all sitting there scrambling to think, who can we call, just wanting to get it over with, not really thinking about quality. And Meri called several of her friends, several people we both know, finally thought of this one girl, Caitlin.
So I give Caitlin a call. I'm like, hey, can you be ready now? And she's like, yeah, as a matter of fact, I can. I was like, fuck yeah, all right, we got someone. But you have to keep in mind, we were kind of not really feeling our best when we were filming this because we were really disappointed that things were not going the way that it was planned. So I don't know if that really affected the quality of the film, but it definitely made it go a different direction than we originally intended.
Yeah. It was okay the way it ended up. We wanted more blood. We just didn't have the time. It was getting dark and it just...
And the park that we were at, this park was totally sketchy as fuck. Not because there were scary people there or anything, but in the way of if you're filming and you don't have a permit, you're gonna get busted. And so we just decided after one that we just didn't want to deal with that stress anymore.
Well, there were too many people walking up. Remember all the people?
Yeah.
People walking up, walking by, walking
quinceañeras, wedding parties,
too fucking
just
many people.
all this shit. So we're like, fuck this place. And then we chose our second location, which remained steady for the rest of our Death Park saga.
Yeah, Death Park. Peck Park Canyon. Death Park Canyon. Peck Park Canyon. Peck Park Canyon. That's where we go film Death Park. It's in San Pedro. It's got a canyon. It's a big park. It extends a long way. So
it's got beautiful hiking trails. Yeah. I knew about it because I like to go walking there actually, and I've heard a lot of stories about the homeless people and it can be kind of sketch. So I'm like, fuck, this would be perfect for Death Park. Let's check it out, and it totally worked out.
Yeah. And then part two was just us proving. Part two has no correlation with part one at all. It's just basically the killers in the park killing someone. It was just us proving that we could actually do the special effects that we wanted to do in part one and couldn't. So, you could actually throw that movie away and it wouldn't affect the story whatsoever.
Right. Honestly, if you just picked up at part three and just put 1 and 2 in the trash can, that's okay. But that brings me to another point of why we wanted to do this project is we have a long range goal of doing a full length feature.
Yeah.
And of course, you know, we weren't the most experienced with making films when we started. So we knew there was going to be quite a bit of a learning curve. So let's get on something that we can work on, we can improve every time, we can learn, we can grow, we can, you know, really kind of figure out what works for us and what doesn't. That way, when we're ready and we're going to make a full length of some way, shape, or form, we're going to have the experience behind us to make it something that we would be proud to make and proud to show to you guys.
Yeah. I mean, I got offered from a producer after him seeing, what was it, part 4, offered me to do a movie for his studio, and the money was pretty low. And it's like, I can do that myself.
For less.
Yeah, I can do that myself. So I was like, you know, why bother? I don't know. It was just like, so, and I even told the producer, I told him, I'm not ready for something like that yet. If I'm going to do my first feature film, I want it to be good. So we're basically just doing this to get better each time, and I hope every installment is better. You know, we're trying to improve every time. Like in this installment, you know, we improved on the story. I mean, we have a story. We have a little story, a little mystery. Who is killing people besides the killer? You know, and that was awesome to have.
You know what was cool too is, you know, since we did do it in short installments, we were able to put it out, we were able to get feedback from the fans, and that was extremely helpful too.
Yeah.
You know, we don't see it as like, oh, you know, you're talking shit or you're insulting us. No, it's helpful. You know, we need to know, oh, you know, this is just a bunch of killing, it needs some whatever. You know what? Yeah, you're probably right. Let's add to it. Let's make it better every time. So, you know, if you have a piece of input, please never feel shy to let us know what you think. We're not gonna like flip out and be all like butthurt or whatever.
Not at all.
And if anything, you're helping us.
No, how many times have I walked around the set and said, I'm open to anyone's ideas. If you've got something that you think is good, please say it. I'm open to that because these are just workings. I mean, we have a story, but there's really not much of a script per se. I pretty much go to the actors and I'll tell them before the scene, I'll say, this is what we want to convey across. I'll say like...
It's like a loose framework.
Yeah, I'll give them maybe maybe a line, and the rest I'll be like, the rest is all you. Make it seem natural, because they're not professional actors.
They're just our friends.
Yeah, and if I start giving people scripts and lines,
they're gonna be like, what the fuck?
No,
you know?
no, it's not even gonna be that. It's gonna be like they're reading.
And they're gonna be like robots.
You watch some of exactly. You watch some of these low budget horror movies that are even on Amazon that people have made, that people I know on Facebook have made that are on Amazon, and the acting is horrendous. Now, if I talk to you a lot, I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about, all right, you know what I mean? Because I have a lot of friends, but
no, we're not talking about you.
These are bottom of the barrel ones. But yeah, I mean, it's just, you could tell they're like, it's almost like they have someone's holding a goddamn script next to the camera and they're reading it. And I don't want to do that.
Which they might be. It might be on like cards.
Yeah, it might be.
But we don't know. We don't use things like that because we like it to be more natural, more organic. And that way you can see more of the person, you know, their actual self in their words and in their actions, rather than us telling them, you are this. We say, this is the character you're playing, make it you.
Basically, this is like old school pro wrestling, not like now. Like about 20 years ago when they used to walk into the wrestlers and they used to give them a list here's the bullet points. The rest is you. Now it's all scripted.
Right.
But that was the greatness of back then. That was why Roddy Piper got over. They didn't hand Roddy Piper a fucking script. He was fucking badass on his own. He didn't need a fucking script. They gave him bullet points. He did it all himself. That's how all those great, Macho Man, all those great wrestlers, that was all them.
True story.
That wasn't lines. That wasn't scripts. You know what I mean?
But, you know, we digress. So, you know, when we got more into doing 5 and 6 and we started getting more into like deeper character development and more into like sort of organizing a route for a specific plot, I think that was really the turning point.
Doing pickup shots.
Yeah, we did all kinds of stuff. And it was, it was cool. It was a really great experience. And I know that as we go into 7, we have a loose game plan already that Ken and I are working out. But I think it's really going to be something that you're gonna like it.
The idea is to push ourselves. Like the end of part 6. I never thought we could pull that off. Honestly, I didn't think we could pull it off the way I wanted to.
Oh my gosh, that was just when you explained what you wanted, I was like, fuck, man.
Everyone on the set, when I told them the story,
if we can make it right, it's gonna be a fucking amazing.
Yeah.
And it was. And it was so much fun. Everyone worked so hard, take after take after take until it was like as perfect as we could make it.
Yeah.
And it was just so much fun. It really was a great time. We always had so much fun when we filmed. It was like a no stress situation. Yeah. Everyone got along. It was like,
We had a big actor come on, my best friend's a pretty decent, a very big horror genre actor. We work out weekly. I mean, several times we hang out, have lunch. I mean, he's basically my best friend.
Big is an understatement.
Yeah, yeah. Very big guy. I'm not going to say his name because I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
But he probably will be in our feature. I'll just say that. I'm not going to say who it is. My friends know who he is.
Oh, he had a blast when he came out. It was great. It was a fun time. He brought his kid. It was nice.
And that was so helpful. All his insight. He's helped dramatically through this whole movie. He's looked at each segment I filmed, criticized it, and gave me so much insight and so much knowledge. All I can say is thanks, bro.
Yeah, you know who you are, and we thank you very so much. You're much appreciated.
Yeah. And
all right.
So part 7, we're gonna go crazy. All right, I'm all about body count. All right, I'm old school. I'm all about body count. If you notice, every death part has a higher body count. We killed 16 people in this movie. I'm sorry, I gotta top that. I gotta top it. We gotta have more than 16 people in part 7.
16 people in a half hour, that's a lot of fucking death, and that's a lot of fucking blood, and that's where I come in, because I'm looking for new ways to create really practical, good, as realistic as possible special effects.
And we also, we have an investor probably coming in who's going to, he's going to pay for a major special effects artist to come in, so Meri's gonna get to watch a pro and learn a lot herself.
And I'm really excited about that. I always like to learn and grow and do better. So,
so 7's gonna be badass. It's really gonna be bloody. It's really gonna be bloody.
For sure, for sure.
We're for sure getting this guy. So it's a for sure, it's a lock. I'm not gonna say the name yet until we get closer. But yeah. Everyone's heard of him in the independent stage. It's very big. So I really, there's not much more to say. Otherwise, I'm going to sit here and start spilling the whole fucking story.
No, don't spill the beans, Ken. We need to keep the suspense up, man. We left it on a cliffhanger, and that cliff will hang, literally, because it was across the cliff.
Yeah, it was. That's right.
Whatever.
Yeah.
So
watch for improvements. That's all I'm going to say. You're
going to like what we're going to be showing you next time, and I hope you like what we've done so far. Thanks for your support.
Definitely. And this DVD, thank you for purchasing it.
Absolutely, 100%.
Yeah, because this DVD that you just bought is helping us pay for that makeup guy. All the money that this DVDs is going towards part 7.
Yes.
It may not be much, but considering all these films cost less than $50 to make, I think if we get even $300 or $400, it would be crazy and amazing, and you would see it in the movie.
If we can do this with $50, imagine what we could do with $500.
That's what I was trying to say. Thank you. So that about does it.
All right. Well,
guess we'll see you on the next one.
Interviews too, right? Because we have lots of interviews with our other Death Part friends. So, all right, cool. Thanks, you guys.
Take care. Thanks.
Bye.